friends, and welcome back to my channel and today's video. So today I am going to try out the Bperfect Carnival palette, which is obviously the one I'm holding. It looks like, looks like this. It's a really beautiful palette, but I was a little bit on the fence about it. But then I saw that Beauty Bay had a sale on it and it was out of stock when I placed an order at it. No, not when I placed an order at it, but when I ordered the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette, this palette had gone out of stock. So I was like, okay, well, guess it wasn't meant to be, and I didn't think about it anymore until Amy Loves Makeup contacted me on Instagram, and she was like, this palette is now in stock. And I was like, are you kidding me? Because I've asked her, like, what do you think about it? How do you like it? Do you recommend it? And I was like, you know what? It was almost very like, this palette with the discount was so affordable that I just had to go ahead and purchase it. So this is a collaboration with the UK, I think she is, like, UK makeup artist Stacie Marie, and I guess that this is like the palette that she has come out with. So you have a bunch of eyeshadows and then 2 highlights. Sorry. Kom här, Sigges. Kom här. We got mail, so I guess he's a little bit angry at the mailman. So anyway, I thought that we would dive into this makeup tutorial application and so on. And then in the end of the video, I'm gonna share a little bit about my thoughts about this palette, like my first impression. And then, I don't know, then I guess the video is over. But let's just hop into today's makeup tutorial. I have absolutely no idea what I want to do, but you guys have already seen it, obviously, so I have like, I'm like, should I dig into the blues? Should I dig into the purples? Should I dig into the pinks first? I think I'm gonna dip into the shade Funky, which is this like really bright neon pink. Okay, and I'm just gonna place this, hell, should I do a halo eye or should I do cut crease? Cut crease, probably half a cut crease. So I'm just gonna put this maybe right here. So it seems to be pigmented. Yeah, it seems to be pigmented. I don't really have anything to complain about as of right now. Then I'm gonna take the shade Foolish, which is just right underneath that pink. It's like a little bit more of a peachy pink. Really pretty. I'm just gonna take this like so. I'm just taking this to kind of blend this shade Foolish out. Also really nice. This shade is like so pretty. So per usual, the blend is not perfect, guys, but we will fix that later. So let's dive into the shade. I was going to say this shade Wasted, but I'm actually gonna hop into the shade Guilty, which is really funny because I'm just right now watching a documentary about Amanda Knox, which is a huge case. Like, if you are into crimes and weird shit like that, then you probably know who that is. I've seen a bunch of documentaries about her, but I didn't have anything to watch, and it came up as a suggestion on YouTube, so I was like, okay, let me just watch this. So I'm just applying this like right here, and I think that this like really is beautiful and like really goes well together. So I'm just gonna blend this, and I'll say this, like, my first impression thoughts on this palette is that, as you can see, like, I'm not saying that the pigment is bad, because it's definitely not, but it isn't that, like, it is pigmented. Oh my god, I'm so bad at like explaining myself. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of the shade Funky, but yeah, it is pigmented. But I do, however, think that if you are a beginner, I think that it is really easy to blend, especially like the mattes. Now I haven't tried the shimmers, but the mattes that I have tried are very easy to blend. they sheer out kind of quickly. Not to say that the pigment goes away, but it shears out kind of quick. Going in with the shade Foolish again, but I think it would be very, very easy for someone who is a beginner to work with this palette actually. Just by now, keep in mind I've only used like 3 shades, but that's my little first impressions. So I'm just gonna cut my lid using the Anastasia Concealer. And by the way, no, I'm not done blending. I just feel like I spend so much time on blending. I have to go back and forth all the time, so I realized that there's no need to perfect it because I'll ruin it later on anyway, so I kinda do a little bit of blending as I go, you know. But regarding the Amanda Knox case, it's a American girl going to Italy to I don't know, find herself or something, study, I don't know. She goes there anyway, she works, and then she meets a guy, she lives with a girl, like a roommate, and her roommate ends up dead, and she basically gets charged for this. And there's a lot of debates, like some people think that she's innocent, some people think that she's guilty. I think that she is innocent. I think that the police kind of just was set on her and like shamed her for being like sexual and a woman. If you have seen that case, let me know your thoughts and like how you feel about it. Just removing, I did a little bit of a wrongdoing. So I'm just gonna put down a little bit of glitter glue. I can never say that. I think that is so hard, glitter glue. But I'm just putting it down here because I know that I have a long day ahead of myself, and I did feel some of the shimmers and they feel kind of like Morphe shimmers almost. Like some of the Morphe shimmers, not the good ones. They feel a little bit thick. So I think that a glitter glue will really help them. So I'm gonna take the shade Breezy, which is this light blue one. I'm just gonna apply this all over. If you have this palette, what do you think it smells like? It has a scent to it, and I know that I've smelled this before, but I can't place it. I do actually want to go in with a little bit of the shade Recharge, which is the other blue shade. Okay, this shimmer was not intense actually, which was a bit surprising. I do have to say that. I think that you can see that they are not like blinding, which I think is a little bit strange, but hey, maybe that was what she was going for. The palette contains this shade Moony and then this shade Pink Me. They're like duochromes, but I do wonder if you could take a little bit of the shade Pink Me and kind of put on top of this as a topper. I think we're gonna try that. So I'm just picking up a little bit of the shade Pink Me. I have no idea how this is gonna turn out. Just gonna lightly go over this. Doesn't do much, like it gives a little bit perhaps, but no. Well, I can say this much for sure, like the shimmers, they're not my favorite part of this palette. And now it looks like everything is like the same shade. I'm taking a little bit more of the shade Breezy, and I'm just gonna go on top of this. And then a little bit more of the shade Recharge. and then mix them together. Okay, so we can see that the eyes are now not the same. I did work a little bit on this to create like some dimension. So we're gonna do the same thing on this eye. And the first shade that we're gonna hop into is the shade Wasted Wishes, which is this one. And then we're gonna place this in our outer corner. By the way, I'm going over this, so we will get this, I always talk about this, that we will get a line like this, so it will fade beautifully. I've really been enjoying that lately. But, you know, we studied English in school and such, which I have talked a little bit about. One of a very hard part for me was to learn how to spell the difference between which and which, like the witch who can do magic and then which one, you know. So I'm gonna take the shade Breathe so much because I always spelled it like witch, like you know, someone that does magic. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. I just thought that it would be a little bit thin, which it's not. But this purple, I don't like it. As you can see, it doesn't layer well and it gets a little bit patchy. So what I will do is that I have to go in with a black shade. So I took this Revolution Pro because I've used this black off camera a couple of times and it works pretty good. So I'm gonna take the black, but you can use whichever black you want to. It's just that I needed this to like complete this look. So now we're just blending this out. And as you can see, like this black, this is pretty good because it's not like too pigmented that it's hard to work with, but it's not not pigmented, so you don't get anything. So I like that black. I will go in with a little bit more of the shade Wasted, which was that purple. I'm gonna go over this like so, because blue and purple mix very well together. Then I'm just gonna go over this like so. So now you can see that like the gradients on the eyes, like you can see here, is way better than it was before. So they kind of just blend together so you don't have harsh lines, as I said. I'm gonna take a little bit right here, which this brush has a little bit of the shade Wasted on it. And then I'm just blending it out. Maybe it's clay it smells like. You know, one of those clay jars that you have. Taking a little bit more of the shade Funky. Just on top right here. And then blending it out. And now I'm just gonna take the smallest amount of the shade Foolish. Yeah, I really like this actually. I think that this was really beautiful. So I'll go ahead and do eyeliner and such off camera, but I will do highlight on camera since we have these two. So I'll come back, we can do the under eyes, we can do the highlight, and we can see how it performs. So I'll just be right back. Hey! Now I'm done with my face. Not done, but I thought that I would come in here so we can do the under eyes as I said before. I do like this look actually, but it did get a little bit patchy right here in the outer corner, but honestly, I cannot be bothered with it. It is the way it is, okay? I'm just gonna take this brush that I had before. I had the shade Foolish. So I'm gonna take the shade Breathe so much. I cannot get all, like, oh, I don't know what the smell is. It bothers me so much. It doesn't smell bad or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But, you know, when you know the smell, but you cannot just place it. It's so hard. But I'm basically doing this just to get like a neat, not such a line, because I went a little bit overboard with it. So since we already have kind of this purple, I thought that we would just continue with that. So I'm just going in with the shade Wasted, which was the bright purple. Ooh, already getting fallout. Tapping my brush off, and I'm just gonna put it there under there. I will blend this out later, but I'm just gonna place the colors first. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Keen. Is that the way you pronounce it? I think it is, but it's this beautiful yellow, and I just want to have this like right here. I thought that this could really like bring something to this look. Actually applies like pretty good actually. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting it to be bad, but you know, yellows can be very, very tricky to make, I have noticed. So it was kind of nice to see that it worked, but we'll see how it performs after I blended it out. Okay, I'm gonna blend it out with the shade Foolish, which is this one that we have used pretty much in this entire look. Tapping it off, and then I'm gonna blend out the purple first. I kind of just think that this ties it up, pulls the entire look like together. Okay, and I am also gonna take this under the yellow. I hate doing my under eyes on camera. I think it looks pretty cool. Before I do like my mascara and such, I thought that I would just do the highlight since I have you here and the camera is on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch these on my arms first and foremost. So this is the golden shade, and then this is the lighter shade. Looks like that. And the gold shade is called Sinner, and then the lighter shade is called Saint. And I am gonna go in with the shade Saint, which is this one, just because I think that this will suit my skin tone a little bit better. And then I feel like this is the kind of formula that has a little bit of wetness to it, so I think that this actually needs like a stiffer brush. So I'm gonna use my Sigma F03 brush. And I've heard so many mixed things about this. Some people say that this highlight is blinding, and some say that it's not. So we're just gonna see. Definitely a good highlight. You can definitely build this up. You know, I have realized this so much, but with highlights, you need to have like a good brush. My biggest thing is to say, like, if you have I think a lot of people are not satisfied with a lot of highlights because of the fact that they have like the wrong brush. Because this one would not have worked with like a fluffy brush or something along those lines. So I'm just gonna apply this, and I like to apply a lot of highlight because I like a glowy skin. I'm gonna apply this right on my nose. And then I like to take my finger to blend out this highlight. Okay, so now that my face is all glowy, I'm just gonna fix my hair and my lips, and then I will be right back. Okay guys, this is the finished look. I did forget to do like an inner corner highlight, so I just took the highlight like right in there, just so very, very simple, and I do like it. Now, just talking about the highlight, I think that this highlight is like stunning. You can definitely see it. Yes, I may have gotten like a little bit carried away with it, but I think that it's actually really, really blinding and beautiful. So I don't have a problem with it. It's definitely a type of highlight that I do enjoy. But as I said, stiffer brush is a must. Otherwise, you will get like flakiness, and like your brush will not really pick anything up. This is kind of like a highlight that you need to use a stiffer brush with. And yeah, okay, let me talk about the mattes. Now I have used, which mattes did I use? 4, 5, yeah, I used 5 mattes, but then I had to go in to another palette for the black, and then I used 3 shimmers and then a highlight. So I think that I got like an overall good kind of impression. And what I can say, as I said in the video, I think that this palette would be really, really nice for someone who wants to get into color. Yes, maybe this color scheme will scare you a little bit. You do have some browns, but like most of all, like you have your colors. The colors are pigmented. They're not the most pigmented shadows that I've worked with, and they're definitely not my favorite mattes, but I like the palette and I can recommend it for a beginner that wants to, as I said, get into color, but also like when you blend it, it's very, very easy to blend. They blend very, very easily together. I know that this is gonna sound bad, but I don't mean it as a bad thing, but kind of when you apply the color and then try to like blend it out, it kind of blends away. You still have color left, but it's like that easy to blend. And I think that if you are a beginner and you want to get into color, I think you need something that is easier to blend, because I think that when you are starting off, I think that you will have like a little bit of a problem if you go in with like bam boom pigmented shadows that are trickier to work with. But so yeah, I think that this would be nice for that. The only thing like I have to complain about is the packaging. Like I do like the size of it. I don't think that it's too big. I know that it's a big palette, but I don't mind it. I think that it's a good size and I will get some use out of it, but it's like so thick, so it's a little bit like bulky, and I don't know why they did that, because as you can see, like it's very, very bulky. And I mean, I doubt that the shadow go all the way down. I guess that they would stop right here or something. So yeah, I don't really know why they did this. But I will of course try. Oh no, wait, I have to say this. The shimmers, definitely not my favorites, not at all. They are sort of like a consistency of Morphe, as I said, like they are like the 35M palette if you have that, but a little bit easier to like pick up. They pick up very, very easily, but they aren't like blinding metallic foils shadows. They're a little bit more satin-esque while still being like a shimmer. I'm so bad at explaining, but I hope you will understand what I mean. But yeah, also you do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shimmers. And then you can also use these. You get 17 mattes, and what did I say, like 7 shimmers. So that is kind of the variation that I love, because you guys know I love my mattes. So yeah, I think that that was all that I had to say for now. If there is anything you want to know, then ask in the comments. If you wanna say something about today's video, in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not. Like the video if you liked it, dislike the video if you didn't like it. Don't forget to subscribe, as I said, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!